waking up and realizing I'm stuck inside the novel I just finished. Like, what the actual hell is that? The good news: I've become some rich, handsome, spoiled young master. The bad news: I'm the simp, the cannon fodder for the vicious female supporting lead. So, first thing after landing in this book world? I gotta ask her out, just to break off our engagement. I looked at the icy cold billionaire CO goddess sitting in front of me and sighed internally. She's crazy gorgeous, but cold as Antarctica and basically married to her work. Whoever ties the knot with her? Basically signing up to live solo forever. Hurry up and get this over with, I've got a gaming sesh with the guys later. I lifted my coffee cup, ready to say, let's cancel this engagement, when, bam! The Ice Queen, known for her calm and self-control, suddenly let the coffee spoon slip with a clang into her cup. Chapter 1. Name's George. 3 days ago, I was just a regular corporate slave grinding overtime every single damn day. My only joy? Reading web novels. Lately, I was hooked on this male power fantasy called The Return of the Domineering CEO in the City. Then one morning, I wake up, and yep, I transmigrated. I'm now a cannon fodder male supporting role, rich, handsome, but otherwise totally useless. My family set me up in a business marriage with the novel's icy second female lead, Willow, an iceberg-type CO worth billions. In the original story, this George guy? Full-on simp. Madly in love with Willow, throwing himself at her feet, helping her fight the male lead. Ending? Total annihilation. The dude got stomped, family bankrupt, pathetic AF. I just want to be a happy shut-in slob. So, on day 3 of this new reality, I made my move, asked Willow out to end the engagement. The meeting spot? Cafe downstairs from her company. My one goal: cut this off. I sized her up. Custom-tailored suit hugging every insane curve. Hairpin back, fair swan-like neck. Face so perfect it could have been AI generated. And that expression? Cold as a Siberian wind. TSK disket. No wonder she's a billionaire queen. Too bad she's basically a workaholic robot. Marry her? You're signing up for a life with a walking glacier. Better end this fast. Go home, play games, cook, brew my own liquor. Now that's living. I cleared my throat, raised my coffee, put on the formulaic, serious rich dude, smile, ready to speak. Miss Louis. Clang. The silver spoon slipped from Willow's hand, hitting the cup. Ripples. For the first time, a flicker of shock appeared in her calm phoenix eyes. She stared at me, like she was trying to find flowers blooming on my face. But, did I scare her? No way. Too handsome for that. Maybe she's flustered. I subconsciously touched my face. Not gonna lie, this body's top tier, 8-pack abs, perfect V-line, Brad Pitt vibes. Her expression? A weird mix of shock, suspicion, and maybe disbelief. She drew a deep breath, iceberg demeanor back. Mr. Wang, why did you ask to meet me today? Her voice? Cold, emotionless. Here it comes, the main topic. Miss Liu, our engagement was arranged by our elders. But feelings can't be forced. No emotional foundation, so... I was thinking, let's just break this off already. You do your workaholic CEO thing, I'll do my shut-in thing. Perfect. No hard feelings. Willow's breathing faltered. Hand tightened, knuckles turning pale. I blinked. That's not how this is supposed to go. Then she said my full name, ice cold. George Wang. Do you think an engagement is a joke? I froze. Beauty, what are you doing? In the original story, you were dying to break this off. Not me. I panicked, going full acting mode. Willow, no. I feel unworthy. You're amazing, shining like a star, and I'm just a good-for-nothing playboy. Don't want to hold you back. I squeezed my eyes, trying to look sorrowful. Inside I'm screaming, agree. Say I'm right. Tear up the contract. Easy win. She watched me like I was some rare clown. Mouth twitched slightly. Her expression? A whole roller coaster. Silence. Dense, awkward silence. Just as I thought she'd blow, she sipped her coffee, elegant but low-key forceful. Then, eyes locked on me, she said, enunciating each word. I will not break the engagement. My brain? What the hell? That's not how the script goes. Beauty, did you grab the wrong script? How am I supposed to be a happy shut-in? Heart pounding, I forced a look of shock with fake joy. Willow, what are you even trying to do? Chapter 2. But the words slipped before I could stop it. Real shock. She set down the coffee with a soft clink, ping straight on my nerves. Our family's marriage alliance involves collab projects worth tens of billions. And you think saying there's no emotional foundation cancels it? Do you find that realistic? Shit. I totally forgot about the business angle. Okay, what now? Marry this glacier? That ruins my plan of shut-in bliss. No way. Absolutely not. If I can't cancel, fine. I'll make her want to cancel. Original story, she hates useless rich playboys. Perfect. I'll double down, disgust her so much she tears the engagement herself. Within a second, 99 evil ways popped into my head to make her hate me. Starting with plan 1. I slouched back on the sofa, leg over leg, looking her up and down with full-on carefree disregard. So in the end, it's all about money, huh? Fine, if you won't break it off, don't. Marrying someone as pretty as you, I'm not exactly losing. I deliberately stressed pretty, dripping with disrespect. Come on, stare at me like I'm trash. Call me shallow. Beyond saving. Give me that glacier stare. I watched, fully hyped. Man, Willow's reaction just broke all my expectations. She didn't gag. Didn't blow up. She just stared at me, quiet, cold, crystal clear eyes. And wait, was that a flicker of amusement? Did I really see it? The iceberg just smiled? She spoke slow, like my little compliment actually tickled her brain. Oh, just pretty. That's it? What else? Your inner beauty? You keep that frozen face like someone owes you $8 million. Only your figure's impressive, boobs where boobs belong, waist in the right place, legs for days. Damn. So, don't think about it. That's dangerous. And then, TFF, cough cough cough. Willow choked on her coffee, violently. A pink flush spread across her usual frosty expression. A waiter freaked and ran over with tissues. President Lou, you okay? I'm fine. She waved the tissues away, wiped her mouth all messy-like, while shooting me a sideways glare that was 30% embarrassment, 70% fury. I threw on my best innocent face while screaming internally, what the hell? How do you choke on coffee this easily? This yo can barely take care of herself. Whoever marries her needs to be a full-time babysitter. Tragic. Too tragic. Willow's hand froze mid-wipe, the tissue almost crushed. She took a deep breath, then another. She fought to regain her icy composure. George, she looked up, gaze sharper than a knife. The engagement is settled. I still have meetings. I'll leave first. And she strode off in heels, never looking back. But even retreating, she looked like someone fleeing. I watched the spot she disappeared into, mind spinning. Things were totally out of my control. This Willow, she's way too weird. But hey, plan ain't over. I grabbed my phone and dialed a number. Hello. A respectful, capable voice answered. Young Master Wang, what can I do for you? David, my cheap, old man all-purpose assistant, my ride or die. In the original story, he was a prodigy who chose the wrong master and got burned. But. Handle 3 things, I said lazily. First, buy the abandoned land west of the city. Second, short the Ito Group stocks. Third, find out why Willow's acting so damn weird today. While I gave orders, I reviewed the original plot in my head. The West City land, government's dropping a development zone next month. Value skyrockets 100-fold. The Ito Group, Makoto Ito, always chasing Willow, doing an overseas acquisition, but it's a trap. In 3 days, stock tanks. Perfect chance to snag cash. And Willow, she's straight up bizarre. Gotta know what's up with her. I leaned back into my sofa, giving orders like a total boss, 0 effort. Shut-in lifestyle, baby. Delegate, control the big picture, live easy. Perfect. After hanging up, I stretched and hummed a little tune. Little did I know, Willow the fleeing was now in her office, standing before the giant floor-to-ceiling windows, heart in chaos. George's inner thoughts replayed endlessly. West City land, Ito acquisition? For a commercial genius like her, she knew what that meant. If George's thoughts were legit, then he's no useless playboy. He's a top-tier genius predicting markets like a wizard. All his dumbness? A mask. But why hide it? Then her cheeks heated again, remembering George's evaluation of her figure. That bastard. Shameless pervert. Yet, when he thought, can't think anymore, this is heating me up, she didn't feel offended, her heart skipped. Willow covered her burning face, shaken. First time ever doubting herself. Something's wrong with her. Chapter 3. Next few days, I went full-on lying flat. Do nothing, let life happen. Sleep until I wake. Hit the gym in the afternoon. Game with friends at night. Private chef mastering a full Manchu Han imperial feast. Life was ridiculously comfortable. Engagement cancellation? No rush. Willow, total workaholic, probably already shoved me out of her mind. When she finally remembers me and realizes I'm a useless bum, she'll break off the engagement herself. That afternoon, I was in my private gym, basically pro level, sweating it out. 8-pack, V-lines, sweat dripping, radiating pure testosterone. Not bad. Solid foundation. Keep it up, gonna need this bod for enjoying life later. Admiring myself in the mirror, the door swings open. Freeze. Willow. Out of the cold sharp suit, in an off-white dress. Hair soft, makeup light. Less intimidating, more feminine. What the hell? Did she switch personalities overnight? Fine. Willow in a dress is hot. Eyes up, damn it. She stood there, staring at me shirtless, sweat-glossed, ears faintly pink. Her gaze lingered on my abs, 3 full seconds. Then she snapped away like she got burned and cleared her throat. They came to check on you. Her voice cool, but if you listened, there was a faint awkward vibe. I grabbed a towel, wiped sweat, threw on a tank, sauntered over lazily. Teasing tone. Check on me? President Lou, got no meetings today or what? Fox paying respects to a chicken, she's up to something. Gotta see her plan. Her eye twitched. She pulled out a fancy food box. Heard you like partying and probably skip meals. I asked the housekeeper to stew soup to help you replenish your health. I stared at the box, eyes popping. Soup, for me, from the Ice Queen CO? What the hell is happening? Did the plot just glitch? Wait, did she poison it? Nah, she's richer than me. Chill. Willow's hand holding the box froze, face a rainbow of red, pale, red again. Slim. She smacked the box onto the table. Drink it if you want. She stormed for the door. Cute anger moment. But she paused mid-step. Back stiff, ears pink. Something was definitely up. She didn't even look back, just mumbled. The soup isn't poisoned. I put shiitake mushrooms and bamboo shoots, the stuff you like. Drink it while it's hot. And with that, she practically bolted. I stood there, frozen. Wait, how the hell did she know I liked shiitake mushrooms and bamboo shoots? I hadn't told a soul since I transmigrated here. A cold shiver ran down my spine. Could it be? I immediately called David. Young Master Wang. David, that thing I asked you to check on Willow, any news? Yeah, David replied, sounding kinda off. President Lou's been acting weird the past few days. She rejected the Ito Group's partnership proposal and dumped a huge sum to buy the West City land before we could. Damn. My brain went into overdrive. She bought the land before me? How'd she know it'd rise in value? And Ito Group, she knew it was gonna tank. The timing matches exactly what I thought in the cafe. She sent me soup, and she knew what I liked. One clue after another clicked together. My neck hairs stood on end. I stared at the still steaming food box, and Willow's weird behavior today flashed through my mind. That woman, could she actually hear my thoughts? Chapter 4. The idea was so ridiculous it almost made me laugh out loud. Mind reading? Even crazier than me transmigrating into a book. No, I had to test her. Next day, I shot Willow a message. Are you free tonight? Let's grab dinner. Hell, alright. Today, I'm definitely testing you. Not even a minute later, a reply popped up. One word, okay. And then an address, some newly opened, supposedly impossible to reserve private restaurant. I smirked. Oh ho, looks like she can really hear me. This place specializes in seafood stew pots. I just mentioned wanting that to David last night. And now she set it up. That evening, I rolled up in my flashy Lamborghini. Willow was already inside the private room. Tonight, she wore a long black dress that made her pale skin pop and gave her that elegant, untouchable aura. When she saw me walk in, that icy expression softened just a tad. You're here. Yeah, I nodded and sat down, launching my mental critique. I eyed the dishes, internally ripping them apart. This seafood stew's okay, but heat control is off. South African abalone instead of top-grade yashihama. Sea cucumbers aren't Kanto either. Ugh, what a waste. Willow's hand paused mid-teacup. Longjing shrimp's fine. The shrimp peeled fresh, but pre-rain Longjing tea? Needs preaching Ming for real depth. She barely twitched her brows. Braised pork's meh. The fragrance is wrong. Real braised pork simmers with Shaoxing Huadiao wine. This one? Just normal cooking wine. 0 points. Click. She set her chopsticks down, lifted her head, and locked eyes with me. George, if you're not satisfied, we can go somewhere else. Inside, I was dying laughing, but on the outside, I wore a confused look. No, it's great. Even plain rice would taste amazing if President Liu serves it, I said aloud. Inside my head, Tisich can't handle a little critique. Even I, a half-baked foodie, can taste the flaws. This place calls itself top tier? My osmanthus wine with roasted chicken. Now that's perfection. Willow's face shifted from pale to green to red in real time. She stared, chest rising and falling sharply. I casually popped a shrimp in my mouth. Delicious. She went speechless. Heart attack incoming. He's trashing every dish I pulled strings to get here, and pretending he's enjoying it. On purpose. To annoy me. And osmanthus wine? Roasted chicken? Pampered little brat? Can cook? Willow's mind spun into chaos, trying to reconcile my inner thoughts with the man sitting across from her. She couldn't even enjoy the meal anymore. Meanwhile, watching her twitch and struggle to hold it together? Pure bliss. Refuse to cancel the engagement? Fine. Now, watch me mentally wreck her defenses. Suddenly, the private room door swung open. A girl in a white dress walked in, sweet, radiating that girl next door warmth. Sorry I'm late. Huh, Gio, you're here too. Her eyes lit up at me and she ran over delighted. I froze. Sophia. The original story's main heroine, a healing angel, everyone's favorite, top-tier cutie. Is she here? Chapter 5. Sophia was Willow's younger cousin, that I knew. Didn't expect to see her here like this. Sophia, why are you here? Willow's icy expression softened slightly at the sight of her, though still not warm. Cousin, you're too much. Booked such a tough restaurant and didn't invite me? Sophia stuck her tongue out playfully, sliding into the empty seat next to me. A faint gardenia scent drifted over, so nice. Joe, long time no see. Looking even more handsome now. Her eyes sparkled with genuine warmth. Wow, heroine vibes for sure. Sweet, angelic, voices cute too. Way better than this ice block across from me. Willow's face instantly froze again. Colder than before. The room felt 10 degrees chillier. I forced a polite smile. Sophia, you're exaggerating. Nope, she leaned closer. Gio, I heard from my mom you and my cousin got engaged. Congrats. Her eyes curved into crescents, pure happiness. Before I could even respond, irritation surged inside me. Congrats my ass. I'm trying every day to ditch this engagement. Your cousin's like superglue, can't shake her off. Killing me. Ahem. Willow suddenly coughed loudly, cutting off my inner rant, shooting me a cold warning look. Sophia, startled, stuck out her tongue again but didn't say another word. Awkward. Thankfully, Sophia recovered, chatting again. Cousin, I heard your company just secured the West City land. You're amazing. No one expected the Gov to develop an industrial zone there. Willow replied lightly, but her eyes drifted to me. Amazing my ass, that's all thanks to me rambling on the couch. If she couldn't hear my thoughts and swoop in early, I'd be the one making bank. Whatever, technically still in the famft. This engagement's getting cancelled anyway. Mood soured. Willow gripped her teacup, knuckles pale. Took a deep breath, trying to stay calm. Sophia, clueless, kept praising. And Ito Group? Heard their overseas acquisition blew up, stock tanked. Luckily you ended the partnership or you'd be dragged down. Cousin, your instincts are insane. Willow's cheeks flushed slightly. Her gaze landed on me with this crazy mix of emotions I couldn't even read. Intense, messy, all over the place. That look screamed, all this, it's your fault. I felt awkward under her stare and pretended to sip my tea, muttering inside. Why are you staring at me like that? Trying to take credit? If it weren't for me, you'd still be getting played by that idiot Makoto. Speaking of which, Makoto's such a hopeless romantic. Dude chased Willow for years. Too bad he's dumb enough to be used by everyone without noticing. I was still sighing when, bang, the private room door got kicked open like a scene from an action flick. A guy in a suit, face pale, eyes bloodshot, stormed in. It was Makoto. He looked like a cornered beast, eyes locking on Willow with desperation before snapping to me, pure hatred and jealousy radiating off him. Oh, I get it now. You rejected me, ended the partnership, all for this pretty boy Willow. How am I worse than him? Makoto pointed at my nose, screaming like a maniac. I froze. Bro, you got it twisted. I'm the one who can't wait for her to run off with you. Also, don't point at me. That's rude AF. Sophia went ghost pale and hid behind me. Willow sprang up, icy fury written all over her face. Makoto, what the hell's wrong with you? My company's on the brink, and it's all because of you. Makoto completely lost it. Eyes red, he lunged at me. George, I'll kill you. I stayed seated. Slow, unsteady, full of openings. David should be here any section. Small fry like this? No way I'm lowering myself. Just as Makoto's fist was about to hit, a dark blur zipped past. David, my all-purpose ninja assistant, appeared like magic. One hand caught Makoto's fist like it was nothing. Mr. Ito, please calm down, David said calmly, but the grip alone made Makoto's face contort. Let go. Let go. David, expressionless, scooped him up like a stray cat and dragged him out. 10 seconds flat. Dead silence. Sophia peeked out from behind me, eyes sparkling. Gio, you're amazing. Not scared at all. I gave a modest smile, thinking, of course. Victory without lifting a finger. Piece of cake. Across from me, Willow's eyes had changed. Shock, curiosity, and a tiny glimmer of respect. She realized that the fiancé she thought was a useless tool was actually wrapped in layers she couldn't see through. Chapter 6. After Makoto got tossed out, the meal was ruined. Sophia was still torn between fear and admiration, her eyes glued to me. Gio, your assistant's insane. Where'd you find him? Oh, just casually hired him, I said, acting chill. Inside, I was laughing. Casually, yeah right. David was top pick from hundreds of retired Special Forces elites, managing billions, taking on 10 guys solo. Full package king. Cool is an understatement. I peeked at Willow. Her ears twitched. Clearly, she caught my inner thoughts loud and clear. Her gaze grew deeper, like she was sizing up a rare treasure. I'll take you home, Willow suddenly said, to Sophia. Okay. Sophia nodded, clearly wanting to linger but bowing to her cousin's unspoken authority. She secretly waved at me, let's talk later. I nodded back. Such a lovely girl, shame she's a cannon fodder, zero chance for me. After they left, I got up lazily. David was waiting at the corridor end. You good, young Master Wong? And Makoto, as instructed, sent him to Africa to work in a mine. 10-year contract. Food and lodging included. I nodded. Point at my nose, insult me, try to hit me, Sending you to Africa is mercy. Phone buzzed. Message from Willow. Tomorrow 10 a.m. Geo Range Group Board Meeting. You must attend. I frowned. Again? She's hooked on dragging me in. No way, got a fishing appointment. I replied, busy. No response. Probably fuming. I drove my Lamborghini home, night breeze in my face, relaxed. Next morning, changed into casual clothes, grabbed my million-yen carbon fiber rod, and rolled to a private fishing park in the suburbs in my G-Wagon. Sun perfect, breeze gentle, iced plum drink in hand, about to nap, bliss. Then, clack clack clack, high heels. Didn't even open my eyes. Who's ruining my peace? A familiar cool scent, then my sunglasses ripped off. Sunlight made me squint. There she was, Willow, all frosty and stunning, white suit on point, hair pinned, aura screaming pissed. George, she gritted, teeth clenched. I lazily opened my eyes. Well, to President Liu. What brings you here? Fishing too? What a coincidence. Pretending clueless, loving her fume. Her chest rose and fell. Clearly mad. I sent you a message. Why say busy? Because I am busy, I said, pointing at my rod. See? Got a date with the fish. She was speechless. Choked. Tried to calm herself. The board meeting's starting. Shareholders waiting. You must come. Not going, I said, sunglasses back on. Meeting's boring. Fishing's fun. Today's agenda? Whether to enter new energy cars. Old fossils will oppose, risk too high. Simple, acquire almost bankrupt Thunder Auto, rename Ethereal Jade Gleam, hire top designers, launch next year, industry leader in 3 years. Simple logic. But nap meeting. I closed my eyes. Willow stood, silent. Thought she left. Instead, leaned down, whispering in my ear, Thunder Auto, Ethereal Jade Gleam. My body froze. Chapter 7. Eyes snapped open. Heart pounding. She repeated my thoughts verbatim. Cool eyes, sly glint, like a cat that just stole a snack, pride obvious. Panic hit me. Holy crap. She hears me. Knows everything. Even all the insults about her body. Face flushed red, neck burning. 2 lifetimes, never been this mortified. Her lips twitched into a tiny smile. Gone in a second, but dazzling. Not now. Focus. I shook my head. What did you just say? Didn't hear. Last desperate play. Willow straightened, Ice Queen mode, looking down. I said, since you're confident in Ethereal Jade Gleam, present it at the board and convince those old dinosaurs. She repeated the name I'd only thought of. I had 0 excuses. Energy drained. Collapsed in recliner. Not interested, I muttered. Not interested in anything. Secret exposed, happy slacker life over despair. Willow studied my state, a hint of pity in her eyes. She sat, voice softening. George, this isn't just my company. It's yours too. Wang and Liu families each hold 30%. We're tied. If this succeeds, both families win big. I turned away. That's your business. I just want to fish. Since you know what to do, why bother me? My slacker life, everything. She paused, then softly asked, Do you dislike me that much? I froze. She lowered her head, lashes casting shadows. Fragile. Dislike? Just thought she was cold. But now, she's not all humorless. And damn, she's gorgeous. If I hated her, I wouldn't even think that at the cafe. Her ears turned bright red, spreading to cheeks. She jerked her head up, glaring. George, can't you think serious? Speechless. Grit. Conversation ruined. I finally got it. Being near her meant 0 privacy. Never. I sighed and raised a hand in surrender. Fine. I'll go. But I got one condition. Willow's eyes lit up just a tiny bit. What condition? Tonight, you cook dinner for me. I looked at her, deliberately making it difficult. Aren't you supposed to be a domestic disaster? Can't even make coffee right. Let's see how you handle real cooking. Make something disastrous, Perfect excuse for me to roast you and reclaim some dignity. I smirked inwardly, while on the surface I looked all expectant. Thought she'd throw a fit or refuse. But nope, Willow froze for a second, then nodded. All right, I'll do it. Her eyes were dead serious, sharper than I'd ever seen. Chapter 8. Geo-range group, top floor conference room. The atmosphere was so heavy it could freeze water midair. Board members whose combined age probably hit 500 sat rigid, every face screaming disapproval. I object. Old man Alexander, a distant Wang family relative, ultra-conservative, spoke first. The new energy vehicle sector needs insane investment and carries massive risk. Geo-range started in real estate and finance. If we blindly jump into this and fail, the fallout would be catastrophic. That's right, President Liu. You're still too green. I've heard of this Thunder Auto. It's basically a bankrupt shell. Spending billions on a pile of trash? Absurd. Another director jumped in. Willow sat at the head of the table, her expression cold as ice. Everything they said? Exactly as George had predicted. She glanced sideways. The protagonist of this meeting? Leaning back, eyes closed, breathing even. The board members saw him and looked like they just spotted a ghost. Look at him. Heir of the Wang family, totally hopeless. President Liu must have had 8 lives of bad luck to get a fiancé like him. Willow's nails dug into her palms. But she didn't explode, she could hear George's thoughts loud and clear. Stubborn fossils. Their vision is smaller than a needle's tip. Alexander's son owns parts supply for traditional cars. If we go into new energy, his business tanked. Of course he's crying. And Ma, bribed ages ago, just stirring SHT today. Asterisk and Willow, seriously, can't you see this? Stop arguing. Drop Alexander's son's tax evasion on the table, throw Ma's bribe records. Let's see them squirm. Too young. Not ruthless enough. George slept even deeper, mentally critiquing everyone. Willow, seated like a queen, listened, her eyes burning brighter, colder. So that's how it is. She inhaled, accepted 2 files from her secretary, and slam. The folders hit the table, shocking everyone. Even George frowned slightly in his sleep. Director Wang, Willow said, ice in her voice, maybe you should check your son's tax situation. Last I heard, the tax bureau will visit him tomorrow. Alexander's face drained instantly. Cold sweat ran down his forehead. Willow turned to the other director. Chairman Ma, didn't a 5 million transfer hit your Swiss account last week under the name Ito? Director Ma collapsed into his chair, ash-faced. Dead silence. Everyone stared at Willow like she was a mythical monster. This young president, ruthless, informed, terrifyingly sharp. She swept her gaze across the room. Now, who still opposes acquiring Thunder Auto? Not a peep. But unanimously approved. Then she glanced at the sleeping George. Eyes full of complicated emotion. This man who had done nothing outwardly, had actually done everything. Silent God behind the curtain. Meeting ended. Directors slipped away like scared little birds. Willow nudged George. Hey, wake up. Meeting's over. I let out a sleepy hum, blinking, dazed. Huh, it's over? What's the result? I asked, pretending to know nothing. Go on, keep acting. Willow grumbled inwardly, but her face stayed calm. It passed. Oh cool. Can I go now? Gotta get home for dinner. Willow stiffened. I won't back out, she said awkwardly. After work, come to my place. Without waiting for my reply, she stomped off in heels. Watching her slightly panicked retreat, I grinned. An ice queen's a domestic disaster, cooking dinner herself. Can't wait to see if this ends as a surprise or a total catastrophe. Chapter 9. 7 p.m., I arrived at Willow's villa. Her place? Remote, halfway up the mountain, crazy secure, perfect privacy. I rang the bell. Willow herself opened. She wore a pink apron, with an orange tabby cat printed on it. I nearly lost it. Pivata. A pink chubby orange cat apron? clashes hard with her cold face. Is this Gapmo? Don't tell me she's secretly into cute-ish asterisk T. This is hilarious. Inside, I laughed hard, but kept my face stiff, peering at her like I was inspecting a crime scene. Willow's face? Red enough to bleed. She glared, then stepped aside. What are you staring at? Never seen someone wear an apron before? I've seen people wear one. Just, not you, I said honestly. I stepped in, hit by a smell, burned charcoal, chemical-scorched crap. My heart sank. No way, did the kitchen explode? I rushed in. Total apocalypse. Counters covered in scraps and liquids. Pots overturned. One pot on the stove puffing black smoke. Smoke alarm screaming. And Willow, standing there like a little lost cat, spatula in hand, face smeared in soot. This wasn't a domestic disaster. This was a kitchen terminator. I flipped switches, turned on the exhaust, opened windows, all in smooth motion. Willow froze, stunned. You know how to, she murmured. I glared. If I didn't, were you planning to burn the house down? My God, how she survived this long. She'd starve alone. Forget it, guess I'll cook my own dinner. I rolled up my sleeves, started cleaning. Willow fidgeted beside me, wanting to help. Sorry, she whispered. At least you know to apologize, I muttered, scrubbing a burnt pot. President Lou. You misunderstand, cooking? I teased. She bowed her head, voice tiny, full of grievance. It was my first time. I froze mid-cleaning. First time, cooking, for me? My chest twitched a bit soft. I shut up, finished cleaning. Fridge? Fully stocked. Wagyu, Australian lobsters, organic veggies. Rich people, such good stuff, wasted in her hands. I grabbed simple ingredients. 4 dishes, 1 soup. What are you cooking? Willow leaned in. Tomato scrambled eggs, shredded pork with green peppers, mapo tofu, fish head soup. Simple home-style stuff. Luxury ingredients don't matter. Simple home cooking wins hearts. She watched me chop, stir-fry, flip the wok with ease. Eyes growing wider. She never imagined a man could look this good while cooking. The kitchen soon smelled amazing. Warm, homely. For the first time, the mansion felt like a home. She stared dumbfounded until I placed the last dish on the table. Don't drool. Go grab bowls and chopsticks, we're eating. Willow snapped back, face flaming. She shuffled off like a compliant little wife. Chapter 10. Dinner. 4 dishes, 1 soup. Homestyle simple, but perfect. Willow sat across, nibbling elegantly but eating like she hadn't eaten in days. Slow down, nobody's stealing your food. You look like a starving kitten. She paused, cheeks red, shot me a shy glare. I ladled soup. Drink this, warm your stomach. She accepted it, whispered, thank you. Coldness gone. A trace of softness. Heart skipped a beat. After dinner, I sprawled on the sofa. Could you wash dishes? Fair. Willow looked at the ruined kitchen and her manicured hands, silent. Her doing dishes? Might as well ask pigs to climb trees. Then I heard, where's the dishwasher switch? Speechless. Fine, I'd handle it. As I walked into the kitchen, she called softly, George, thanks for today. Then, sorry. I turned. Her face under the warm light was gentle. Eyes sincere. Not the untouchable ice queens. Just a girl who messed up and felt bad. I waved, walked back to the kitchen. Weirdly sentimental, but fine. Temporary forgiveness granted. Willow stood by the doorway quietly watching, not saying a word. The air was calm, almost peaceful. Then, my phone buzzed. A video call from Sophia. My hands were covered in soap, so I clamped the phone between my shoulder and cheek and hit accept. Sophia's big, bright smile filled the screen. Gio, what are you up to? Doing dishes, I said plain and simple. Wah, Gio. You even do housework? You're way too perfect. Whoever marries you will be the happiest woman alive. Sophia squealed. I chuckled, about to reply, when suddenly, the temperature beside me dropped like ice. I turned and saw Willow staring at my screen, her glare sharp enough to melt steel. Lips pressed tight, aura screaming I'm mad as hell. Well, someone's jealous. This sour smell could cross the Pacific. Amused, I grinned and said into the video, "Soph, you really know how to flatter people. When you're free, I'll cook for you." Okay, it's a promise. The moment I finished, a hand ended the video. Willow. She hung up for me, set my phone aside, then did something that genuinely floored me. She stepped forward and wrapped her arms around my waist from behind. Her cheek pressed softly against my back. I froze. I could feel her warm body curve against me, heat seeping through the thin fabric. "George," her voice, a mix of grievance and possessiveness, muffled against my back. "From now on, you're only allowed to cook for me." Chapter 11. I froze, mind blank. The soft warmth on my back and that slightly bossy yet wounded whisper exploded in me like a deep-water bomb. "Holy, what's happening?" Throwing herself into my arms, claiming ownership. "Willow, your icy so vibe. Where'd it go? Did you eat it yourself?" Her body clung, trembling slightly. Nervous too. This had to be the boldest thing she'd ever done. My thoughts were a mess. Push her away? Too cruel. Not push her? Way too intimate. Just as I was stuck, Willow seemed to realize the move was too much. She jolted, let go, and took 2 big steps back. Face bright red. I didn't mean that," she stammered, flustered. "I just think your cooking is really good, and I don't want anyone else eating it." Honestly, worse than no explanation. Practically a confession with extra steps. I turned, saw her standing there, embarrassed, anxious, hands fidgeting. I laughed. So the Ice Queen CO goes full flustered when jealous. Actually, kinda cute. Willow heard my thoughts, face even redder. She stomped her foot. "Don't laugh." Like an angry cat baring claws, but totally harmless. "Okay, not laughing," I said, hands up in surrender, trying not to smile. The tension melted into a gentle, warm vibe. "I'll wash the dishes," Willow offered, clearly trying to bury her embarrassment. I glanced at her, then the sink. "Forget it. You demolish my kitchen." I finished the rest, wiped my hands and walked out. Willow stood in the living room, unsure. "It's late, I'll drive you home," she said. "No need, I drove here." Oh. Silence. Both of us awkward. "You head out then," I said finally. I walked to the foyer, hand on the doorknob. "George." She called. I turned. She stood nearby, eyes full of expectation and uncertainty. "Tomorrow, will you come again?" she asked softly, cautiously. Images flashed in my head, her in that chubby orange cat apron, panicking in the smoke-filled kitchen, her jealous, adorable outburst, and this current vulnerable look. She was slowly showing me her softest, most genuine self, because she could hear my thoughts, see the real me. Maybe being with her wasn't so bad. And having this gorgeous, interesting roommate didn't sound terrible at all. A thought naturally bubbled up. I smiled at her, not teasing, not lazy, but sincere. "Come. Why wouldn't I? Tomorrow, I want braised pork. Buy the pork belly first. And don't even think about cooking it yourself, I want to live a long life." Before she could reply, I opened the door and walked out coolly. Behind me, Willow froze. A few seconds later, a radiant smile bloomed on her face, like melting ice, the first warmth of spring, bright enough to make the world pale. Chapter 12. From that day, my life with Willow entered a weird, amazing stage. My routine shifted from eat, sleep, game, to eat, sleep, tease Willow. Yes, Willow. Calling her to President Lou felt too distant. Willow felt close. She's gonna be my wife eventually, might as well get used to it. When she heard that thought, her blush gave her away. So we settled it. She called me George, I called her Willow. Officially a couple? But we were more intimate than most. Every day after work, even though I barely worked, I'd show up at her villa to cook. She'd follow like a little tail, handing me plates or seasonings, sometimes messing up like mistaking salt for sugar. "My dear princess, Trying to kill me with salt so you can inherit my millions of virtual tokens? I didn't do it on purpose, she argued, cheeks flaming. After dinner, I'd crash on the sofa, she'd sit on the carpet, head on my leg, handling company docs. Pure harmony. Company employees were losing it. Their cold, decisive queen-like CEO? Totally changed. Smiling at her phone for no reason, blushing in meetings, asking about cute figurines in the break room. Total chaos. And me? Hidden in the shadows, soaking up the glory. My lazy slob lifestyle got even smoother thanks to Willow. Napping in meetings, strolling around, company stock would still surge. Hashtag George didn't he get out of bed today became a mystical financial indicator. Sophia sent a video again. Gourmet variety show, guest appearance. Gio, save me, she cried on screen, distressed. What's wrong? I asked, lying on Willow's lawn while she read beside me. The show wants a home dish. I can't cook anything. Recording next week, I'm doomed. Home? Perfect. My mind raced. Don't panic, I'll teach you. Really? I explained the recipe over video. Fruitful lineage, a fancy upgrade of shredded chicken with egg white sauce. Complicated, but the meaning? Pure warmth of home. Willow, reading next to me, had stopped flipping pages. Calm face, white-knuckled grip. Storm brewing. Slide the minced chicken into warm oil. Scoop, pour over thick sauce made of broth, hem, dried scallops. Done. Got it? Gio, you're amazing. Michelin chef level. I love you. Sophia screamed. Enough. Practice. I hung up, laughed, and turned to Willow. Her deep, unreadable gaze met mine. Fruitful lineage, she said softly. Sounds like a lot of effort. Heart skipped. Crap. Forgot the jealous girl beside me. Ahem, just saying whatever came to mind. I mumbled. No reply. She closed the book, stood, looked down at me. George, seems like you've never made something this complicated for me. Every day it's tomato scrambled eggs and shredded pork with peppers. So, that's all I'm worth. Heavens, I swear. I'm doing this for your own good. I wanted to explain but couldn't. My lazy privileged slob persona blocked me. Her hurt eyes made me feel powerless. Mind reading is a trap. Lets her see my thoughts but not my unspoken intentions. Chapter 13. It's not what you think, I finally said, voice dry. She stared silently, grievance deepening. Sigh. A woman's heart is like a needle at the ocean floor. Did it for her good and she's mad. Forget it. My wife. My job to coax. I exhaled, sat up from the grass, gently held her cold hand. Tomato scrambled eggs? You don't like it? No answer. Shredded pork with peppers? Don't like that either? Still silence, head turned. Then, how about I make fruitful lineage tomorrow? I tried. She snapped her head toward me, faint spark in her eyes, then it dimmed. That's the dish you taught Sophia? She said, muffled. Great, jealousy strikes again. I rubbed my brow. Alright, my fault. All my fault. Hands up. Then, what do you want? I'll do whatever. Her little grievance melted, but she wasn't letting me off easy. A mischievous smile curled her lips. I want you to make a dish that belongs only to me, unique, exclusive. And it's gotta be more complicated, tastier, and way more meaningful than fruitful lineage. I was speechless. This woman, she's leveling up, thinking 2 steps ahead and raising the damn stakes. Looking at her expression, half demanding, half expecting, I felt helpless and kinda amused. I promised. What else could I do? Spoil her, obviously. But I have a condition too. What condition? I pulled her hand, guiding her to sit beside me, then leaned in and whispered something only she could hear. Willow's face practically exploded, cheeks to ears, spreading down her fair neck. Like a frightened bunny, she shoved me away and jumped to her feet. George, you pervert. Leaving those words behind, she bolted back into the villa, even abandoning her limited edition book. Watching her flee, the smile on my lips got wider and wider. What I'd whispered, When I finish the dish, you gotta secretly bring your household registration book so we can go get our marriage license. 1 week later, during the live broadcast of the gourmet variety show Sophia participated in, her dish, Fruitful Lineage, blew everyone away. This dish doesn't just test knife skills and heat control. It tests the heart of the creator. Sophia, who taught you to make this? One judge asked. Sophia gave a sweet smile. It was a very important person. He taught me that the true flavor of home comes from sincerity, not expensive ingredients. The bullet comments flooded the screen instantly. Oh, which man is it? Sophia's got something going on. Meanwhile, in Willow's villa, I brought out the one and only dish I'd made for her. It had no name yet. The plate was warm white jade porcelain. In the center, a crystal-clear amber-like jelly shaped into a tiny, exquisite house, made from premium chicken broth. Around it were flowers and grass carved from colorful veggies, so lifelike it looked like a miniature garden. The most insane part? A warm orange glow shining through the windows of the house. Tiny lamps made from pumpkin puree mixed with egg yolk. This is... Willow stared, frozen, unable to speak. I named it. Our home. Looking into her eyes, I spoke seriously. The house represents my hope for our future. The flowers and grass are the things you like. And the warm light in the window, no matter how late you come home, I'll always leave a light on for you. Willow's eyes reddened instantly. Silly woman, hurry and cry. If you cry, I'll have a reason to hold you. Tears fell like strings of broken pearls. She couldn't hold back, throwing herself into my arms. George, you bastard, she cried, pounding my chest with tiny fists. I wrapped her up tight, feeling her warmth and softness. All right, don't cry. The dish will get cold. I don't care, she said, acting spoiled in my arms. I lowered my head, kissed the tears at the corner of her eyes, then her soft lips. This time, she didn't dodge. She responded clumsily, passionately. The kiss was long, gentle, filled with love and mutual confirmation. After a while, our lips parted. We smiled. So, I looked at her swollen eyes and glistening lips, my voice a little hoarse. Will you agree to my condition? Willow blushed again, burying her head in my chest. Chapter 14. Next day, I dragged Willow to get our marriage license. Surprisingly, the process went super smooth. She actually stole her household registration book out. When we walked out of the Civil Affairs Bureau holding the little red booklets, Willow looked dazed. We were married already? Or planning to back out? I shook the marriage certificate like a cat that just stole a fish. Even if you wanted to regret it, too late. Willow, in this lifetime, you're never escaping my hand. Willow didn't get mad at all. Instead, her eyes curved in a soft, firm smile. She grabbed my hand, fingers tightly intertwined. I won't regret it, she said, voice soft but steady. Never. Under the sunlight, her smile outshone the freaking sun. We didn't announce it with fireworks or headlines, but those who needed to know, knew. The happiest? Our parents. My cheap old man, realizing I didn't break off the engagement, had brought home Willow, a business prodigy, and even made GeoRange Group thrive under her. He laughed so hard he couldn't close his mouth, transferring company shares into my name. Willow's parents? Overjoyed. Especially Mrs. Liu. She grabbed my hand, teary-eyed. George, our Willow, she's been like a little adult since she was a kid. Never spoiled, never relied on us. We always worried she'd never get married. Thank you. Thank you for seeing the softness under her cold exterior. Willow standing beside her, embarrassed, made me chuckle. Mom, don't worry. She's got me now. Mrs. Liu beamed. Willow wanted to disappear. Sophia called later, silent for a long time. Finally, she said sincerely, Congrats, Geo, and cousin. Thanks, Sophia. You'll find your happiness too, I told her. Willow stared at me with quiet intensity. Domineering sur male lead at the hem, she said. Just a novel character, I explained. Oh, and in that novel, am I one of those villainous side characters, destined to simp for you only to end up with nada? She narrowed her eyes, smiling dangerously. Holy crap. When did she even hear me think that out loud? Willow tapped her head. You thought it the first time we met? I was finished. My black history exposed. Survival instincts kicked in. I dropped to one knee, took her hand, looked up with deep affection. Wife, in my heart, you're not a side character. You're the one and only female lead of my life. Willow froze, then burst out laughing. She pulled me up, planted a kiss on my cheek. For speaking so sweetly, I'll forgive you, for now. I breathed out in relief. Married life, already full of surprises and challenges. Chapter 15. Married life was comfier than I imagined. I executed my grand plan, lying flat. Every day, sleep till I woke, cook a bit, exercise a bit, and spend the rest with my wife. Company matters? A little silent, strategic guidance in my head whenever Willow faced difficulties. She caught my intent every time, executing flawlessly. One in the light, one in the shadows. We ruled together. Geo-range group skyrocketed, an industry legend no one could touch. I, meanwhile, earned the title Stock God George, famous for being a fishing, sleeping man with insane instincts. Willow's company anniversary banquet came. As her spouse, I had to go. Suit on, escorting my radiant wife, we stole the spotlight immediately. Willow wore a starry sky blue evening gown, noble, elegant, breathtaking. Wife, you're stunning tonight, I said sincerely. So hot I want to take you home right now and then. Redacted. A flush rose on her cheeks. Without expression, she pinched my waist. Behave. No dirty thoughts outside, she whispered. I chuckled, tightening my grip on her hand. Throughout the banquet, people came to toast, chat. I played perfect accessory. Polite smile, no words. Willow handled everything flawlessly. Perfect. Wife like this, I can lie flat and be a salted fish forever. Halfway through, I hit the restroom. Coming out, I overheard a few female employees. President Lou's husband is so handsome. Like a celeb. Handsome for what? He just leeches off his wife. Saw him keeping quiet the whole time, looks like an airhead. Exactly, what a waste. President Lou's like a flower stuck in manure. I touched my nose, unfazed. Manure? Buddy, I'm premium organic fertilizer. Flowers bloom brighter with me. A familiar figure stepped in front of them. Willow. Ice-cold stare. You three don't need to come to work tomorrow. The women went pale. President Lou. My girl. My absolute queen. Willow's voice wasn't loud, but carried authority and fierce protectiveness. You are not qualified to talk about him. She turned, grabbed my hand, pulled me back to the center of the hall. Then she took the mic. The room went dead silent. I want to properly reintroduce my husband, George. She looked at me, eyes full of love and pride. The glory you see in Geo-range Group today, the investments you admire, the crises solved, none of it was achieved by me alone. The real helmsman? Always him. I am merely the sharpest blade in his hands. The hall erupted. Everyone stared like ghosts. I looked at the woman under the lights who defended me, gave me credit, and a wave of love hit me like never before. Silly girl, without you, my ideas would just stay in my head. You make them reality. We're each other's strongest support, the perfect team. Willow's eyes shimmered with tears, her smile brighter than ever. On tiptoes, she kissed me gently. I love you, George. I love you too, Willow, I murmured, holding her tight. Under the spotlight, we embraced. I knew the reason I ended up in this book? Not to be cannon fodder, but to meet her, fall for her, and live our dream, heavenly life. A life even freer than immortals.